Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday. Roxy wants to say hello. Don't you, little cutie? I've been out this morning. It is 2:30. I've been to my sister's house to see my parents and my auntie and my niece. That was lovely, wasn't it, Bobby? And then my brother-in-law walked Roxy and Reggie. So she's had a nice walk on the farm. And then I went to B&Q because, as you can see from the title of this video, I am now able to get involved in this hallway renovation because I can paint. I'll do maybe a little bit of a roundup of what's happened so far with some clips on the screen. So if you haven't been following along and this maybe is the first video or you've not seen it in my other videos, a long time ago we started our patio project and this year we finished it. We had to get lights fitted outside, and in order to connect them to the inside of the house, we had to take the ceiling down. The electrician basically said, you know, I can go and make loads of little holes, but you'll have lots of holes. We already had a lot of holes in our hallway anyway because we had a lot of rewiring done when we first moved in, and the hallway's just become that space that has never been decorated or made to look good since we've lived here. So he was like, my recommendation is just to take the ceiling down and then I can wire it all in really quickly and it just makes my life easier and it just means it's a bit more simple, which meant he could just do it in one day. We've got the lights all sorted outside and also we needed to connect our internet to the office because it was just running via like a loose Ethernet cable outside and inside, which obviously is not ideal. So that's all connected. So we've got lights outside and also our internet is connected to the office. It's quite like a big necessity, and it's really great that that's done. The builders then obviously came back, they put the ceiling back on and they plastered everywhere. So that's been drying for the past week or so, and now it's my job to do a mist coat and pick a paint colour. So I've picked up some trade paint just to do a mist coat. I think mist coat essentially is just half water, half paint, just so that it doesn't get absorbed fully into the plaster. I think if you just paint straight onto plaster, it can crack very easily. So I'm going to do a mist coat and put some samples on the wall. So I'll show you what samples I've picked up. I don't know where to paint the samples. In fact, I know, I'll paint the samples on the actual wood. There's like a bench in the hallway, so that's going to be painted. I've got a few decisions to make, like whether I'm going to be painting everything the same colour, the walls, the doors, the skirting included, or if I'm going to leave the skirting and the doors white. I think I'll paint the walls first and then see, because you need wood paint, so we'll see how the vibe is feeling. But I'm very excited because we can have a hallway that is lovely when you come into the house. It would be really nice to have that feeling. And when we finish painting, we can get the electrician and the carpenter back to do the finishing touches. So to put the lights up, finish the cupboards, and we'll have a really beautiful hallway. I've been collecting paintings and we can hang loads of things up and make it all lovely in there. So it's very exciting. But let me show you what it looks like now, essentially. So here it is now. As you can see, it's all plastered. I do love a plastered wall, this sort of colour. So we had all of this plastered up to here, the ceilings. This bit was filled in, there was like a little hole there. This cupboard's come off. The carpenter's gonna redo that cupboard and panel it so it looks a bit more built in, because I think it was a kind of a temporary cupboard really. You can kind of tell it just MDF. I'm sure the previous people who did it were probably planning on eventually doing it properly, just to hide it away for now. It was done like that. We've got our lovely bench, which has a load of rubbish on it because we've not got anything in the hallway. All the rubbish is everywhere because we usually have like a, you know, place to put these sorts of things. But you can see how this very, very dark bench is a gorgeous, gorgeous colour, but it just saps all of the light in this hallway. It's like a dark hallway, so I think that, well, the colour I would like to go for is something more in the middle. And then down here it's much lighter. And yeah, as you can see, the skirting and then this door, it is white, which I do kind of love. So it's whether to paint this, keep this white or paint it in. This isn't painted, so I will paint this either white or paint it in. And I would love to make a curtain for the back door, experiment and make my own, because I think that'd be a really fun project to learn. I've picked up 3 colours from Farrow and Bull, because I like to like limit the options a little bit. I know that with paints, it can be easy to get carried away. So where can I put you? We have got Farrow and Bull Mizzle. This is a bit of a rogue choice. I actually have a feeling that I have this sample somewhere. So whoops if I do. Denims was the one that I found on Pinterest. I found this image on Pinterest. I went to the person's Instagram and found out that I think this was the colour. It might be too dark. It very much depends on the lighting. And I've got a slight barrier with one end of the hallway being very dark, one of the end of the hallway being okay, that the colour might end up looking very different in different areas of the hallway. So I've got to put the samples in both spaces. And then we've got Oval Room Blue. There were other blues from Farrow and Bull, but the B&Q I went to only had these options. And if they aren't right, if I don't like them, then I will go to a different shop to get some different samples, or I can order them online. But this is where we're gonna start. But that's not gonna happen just yet because I do need to do a mist coat. Yes, I'm gonna actually do the fun bit first. I'm gonna paint these samples on the bench, and I'm gonna paint them somewhere. Is it bad to paint underneath? No, I think it's okay to paint on the raw plaster if I'm painting over it. Yeah, I want to see what they look like just so I have something to look forward to, because doing a mist coat is going to be quite boring. So I want some excitement, and then I've got to tidy up and get it all ready, put some stuff down on the floor, and obviously change my outfit because I don't want to ruin this lovely white top. Going to be slightly tricky, I've just realised, in terms of sampling, because we haven't got the lights fitted, and the lighting will change how it feels. Though most of the time you don't actually put the lights on, do you? This is Oval Room Blue, which actually, opening this up, this is gorgeous. This is like a very, it's kind of exactly what I envisaged. We'll see what it looks like on the wall, but I had envisaged a grey, green, blue, which this feels like that's exactly what this is. Obviously I'm gonna like sand this and everything first, but this looks very new though. This, I think the people who lived here before put this in. It's a beautiful bench. Like, that's really lovely. This is Mizzle. I don't think I'm going to go for this because I didn't originally plan on green. Oh yeah, that's very light. That almost doesn't even look green. I'll try it elsewhere, but that just feels like a greyish, as I would call it, a green undertoned greyish. And then this is Denims, which is the colour that was in that Pinterest photo. As far as I'm aware, as far as my investigation says. This is just it's essentially a darker version of that one. I've also got to let these dry because they'll look different when they're dry. And I'm painting it on a dark. Oh, actually, they're quite different. Because it's not even that that's darker, it's just that that's more grey and that's more blue. It's going to be so difficult to show you because the camera corrects because it's so dark. Let me try it on the actual wall. This is probably quite a good spot to test because it's dark here. See, yeah, that looks completely different on this wall. Isn't that interesting? That when you paint like on a light colour, like it looks, those colours almost look bright because I'm painting them on a dark colour. So there's those. That's definitely green. But how different does it look over there? I worry that's too dark. I worry that's going down this line. Though it's not though, because you see that's very much lighter than this. But over here it feels really quite dark. And then I'm worried this is too grey. Oh no. I'm unsure because I feel like none of them are quite right. Let me try them down here. This is the lighter end. I can't help but feel like this is just too dark, but it's so difficult with dark colours to know because when you put them on the wall, isolated, they always feel very dark, and then when you actually paint the whole space, it is different. I love a green, but I worry that my whole house is going to get very green, and I am aware that it's trendy at the minute. Though it doesn't feel like a trend, it very much feels like a trend. Because, you know, when grey was trendy and minimal sort of style was trendy, and now the kind of more cottagecore sort of murky greens are trendy. I mean, my kitchen is green. It's a gorgeous green. My bedroom upstairs, one of the bedrooms upstairs, is a mid kind of green. I've got this green on here. This is Lick 02. This is a gorgeous grey green. It's not actually that dissimilar to the green that's in our spare bedroom. That's breakfast room green from Farrow and Bull. It's a little bit more bright than this. This is a bit more like teal undertone. So the fear is, oh, I'm now looking at it and I'm like, am I just literally the same colours? So if you look at this and then there, they're just the same. But then there's nothing wrong with that. Like, to a degree in a home, you want some kind of like theme happening a little bit so that things connect. So in here, this is the same green that's on that dressing table, the dresser, sorry. And that's, yeah, it's a very grey green. These walls are skimming stone from Farrow and Bull. I have a slight fear about going down the line of everything being the same. That's why I wanted to do the hallway blue, so it feels different. But these are really great colours because actually at a glance, they have that green undertone that really, I should have turned the TV off. I'm watching Love Island. It has a similar undertone, if that makes sense, to the colours in the rest of the house. So these kind of darker greens. It has that vibe, but it's different. It's blue. So yeah, I don't think I should go down the green route because it's just going to become repetitive. Though that is a very different green. It's almost actually like these are more similar to that than the green is. And that green is totally different from my kitchen green. You can see that's more of a pale like apple green. That's Lick 09. I'm gonna send some pictures to my family, see what they think, and then I'm gonna, actually I might do a bit of planting quickly because I feel like it's gonna rain and I got some compost and some plants. So I'm gonna plant those and then I'm gonna see what my family have said and clear the hallway out and start on the mist coat, blast some music and get into it. Have quite a lot of progress. Got our little box plant in the corner and I have filled more compost. I think I'm still going to need like probably about 2 or 3 more bags on like either side because of the sheer amount of space there is. I've already put, I think it's in this one, 5 bags of compost. I think I'm going to need another 2 just because there's this slope, because we lowered the patio and obviously our wisteria and jasmine and rose sit much higher, so there's like a gradual slope, which is fine, but it just kind of means it needs a lot more compost and also to enrich the new plants. I know lots of people said about box blight and there's like a caterpillar that's killing all the box plants, but I'm just fingers crossed. Maybe I'm naive, but my hope is that these are going to be fine because I love them and I really would love it if this got really nice and big, so it's like in the corner. I've tried to sort of plant it. Maybe I've planted it too far this way. How's this one looking? So we've got, yeah, so we've got jasmine that was there already, rose that was there already. I planted these 2 hydrangeas. They're not doing great. I tied them so that they're propped up. A dahlia. I've forgotten the name of this one, but this is beautiful. And then we've obviously got our wisteria. Here's some herbs. We've got our creeper. And then I've tried to just mirror on this side. I'm thinking about this geranium just sitting on top of that there in a pot, just because then it can fill this space. But I feel like it's a pink one and I'm wondering if that's going to ruin the colour scheme because it's going to be whites and purples. I'll give it a go. But yeah, as you can see here, this just needs more compost because this is so much higher. It's like on a little mound. And this is a bit of a this was a tragedy of the work we've had done. This used to cover this entire wall and the roots got cut. No idea how, but they did. So we had to chop it all the way back. So fingers crossed one day it will go all the way back up again. And yeah, I put the other one in this corner. This one looks like more in the corner. Maybe it won't matter, but I'm aware that it takes years for these to fill out, but that's part of the long game. So I'm just going to gradually fill it as I go. The idea is that this is a big one. The hydrangea gets big, this gets big. Maybe I'll plant another rose because we have got some roses along here, and then that can kind of mimic this side. I'm thinking of planting a rose here, another rose over there, and then hopefully the hydrangeas fill out, this bush fills out, this bush fills out, and maybe at the front we can put lavender. But we'll see, we'll just take it bit by bit. It already looks so much better now the compost is full. You can really see this one needs filling compared to this, but yeah, looking loads better. Got to plant these guys, not sure where yet. And then we've got some more box plants over here, and I think behind here this will be another day where we just plant loads of herbs. That's the plan. Lots of rosemary and thyme, that kind of thing, so that it just smells delicious. And then I'm thinking, because back here is like a sort of area that you can plant, I'm thinking I need to probably fill it out a little bit, but grasses and lavenders maybe that can spill over the front, and this will all be chopped down and back and neatened. But yeah, it's lovely to see it filling out. The hallway is set up. We have all of the many sheets that we've got, and I'm really thanking previous me because I organised all of our tools. Oh, hello. What was that noise? Yeah, in this cupboard, it was such a mess and it's really bothering me. So I went through it all and organised everything into these big boxes that we got in B&Q. So this is just painting and decorating. So I just was able to just go in there, grab all the sheets, grab all of the bits, so the rollers, and it has just made my life so much easier. Usually it's such a burden to organise. So I've got my stuff here. I need to mix up the mist paint, which I think it's half paint, half water, but I will double check. And then these are the samples dried. I've been having a long conversation on Instagram with everyone about these colours. This is the next day actually. I didn't do any painting yesterday because, to be honest with you, it was just the day finished. So yeah, I thought it would be better just to start fresh and on a new day. I keep on going back and forth about the colours, which I think probably means that I need to sort of think about it a bit more and maybe get a few more samples. I really love Denime's. It's gorgeous, but I suppose I'm worried about this space becoming really dark. It's interesting actually, putting these sheets down, how much brighter it is in this hallway. Our slate flooring really makes everything very dark. I think I need to sit on this decision with this colour. Lots of things to think about. Let's get this mist coat on before I blab any more. we officially have a mist coat down this end, which is weird when you're putting it on, it feels like you're putting nothing on, but then it dries and it actually looks like white paint, which is interesting. Now it's on, it actually feels really lovely and quite bright. It is a difficult space because it's so different. Like this is a bright, hey Roxy, I don't want you coming out because there's paint on the floor. Stay there. No, stay there. It's a difficult space because obviously this end is bright, this end is dark, so it's hard. But potentially it's not as dark as maybe I was thinking in my mind. Maybe it's this bench that's making everything feel very dark, but then that makes me think if I paint everything blue, will it feel darker? Lots to think of. Though you look at this, and this doesn't look dark when you actually compare it. It looks like quite bright colour really. What I'm gonna do actually now, because I'm gonna take a break before I do this end, is I'm gonna take that willow sample and put it on here, because as you can see, it was originally green in here. And I think if that willow sample is similar, I know that green is not the right colour in here because I did not love that feeling in this hallway. This colour is across the entire house. It's a really nice colour really, it's like a green beige. And I understand why they chose that because it's like a neutral, but it's got some colour to it. But the fact that it was in every single room, I'm assuming it was just kind of to decorate, just to finish, or just do everything the same. It kind of ended up feeling quite drab in a lot of the spaces where I don't feel like it worked. It's not dissimilar to the colour we have in our living room. And when we painted the living room, it wasn't like a crazy change. It just felt like much fresher. So I'm going to put the willow on there now and actually show you, see if it's any different. Because yeah, I just didn't like the feel. With all this discussion of colours though, there is something really to be said about finishing touches. So when you're doing a project, sometimes it's actually just the finishes that make the difference. So when I painted the green bedroom, I was like, wow, I was very nervous about it being the wrong decision. And then we moved everything in and I was a bit like, oh, it looks dark. It feels bland, even though I've got a colour on the wall. And it was because I didn't pair it with like contrasting colours or, you know, didn't have any things on the wall. Sorry about the washing machine, by the way. But since we've added like pillows that are contrasting, we've got our curtains which have reds and pinks and purples, and I've got lampshades in there, and there's pictures on the wall with lots of colour, and there's wood, it feels like a different room to when I finished painting it. So there is that to take into consideration. This hallway, we've got these incredibly beautiful antique brass lights from Jim Lawrence. There's antique brass switches, and I'm planning on just decking this hallway out in loads of paintings with antique frames. I've already bought quite a few, which you've seen in my previous videos, and I plan on going and buying just loads of frames without caring what's inside of them in charity shops and filling them with family portraits. So pictures from our wedding, pictures from my childhood, Alex's childhood, and just, yeah, covering a lot of the space in this hallway with pictures, especially up the stairs. There'll be a gallery wall, definitely gallery wall in this area, and just, yeah, that will make a big difference in the end. So this paintbrush has gone hard because I left it overnight. Whoops. See, it is different, but it's not crazy different. It is different because it is green, whereas this colour that was on there before, this is Mizzle, by the way, did I say that? The colour was on there before, it's not really green like this. It's like a beige green, a stone green. It's a beautiful colour. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Farrow and Bull colour or a colour match, because it has that stone clay kind of feel. Yeah, that you can see that this feels like a colour, whereas this feels like a nothing. But it's close enough that it makes me think I probably would prefer a blue. In fact, I'm going to put the other testers here because I can do bigger swatches. I'm really not sure. This is potentially the most uncertain I've been about colour in our house before. I feel like all the other rooms I've had quite a clear idea, or maybe I'll look back and say I didn't, but I feel like with the kitchen I always knew I wanted it a green like that. And then the bedrooms upstairs, I kind of thought I wanted to do different colours in each of them. So we've got pink, green and blue upstairs. But now I'm looking at these, I just can't make my mind up, especially after painting this white. It feels so bright. It makes me question whether I shouldn't be painting it dark. And I should just paint it an off-white. This is what happens also when you like lots of different things. So on my Pinterest, I have photos pinned. I've got paint all over my face. I've got photos pinned of hallways. I'll like put some on screen. Hallways that have like neutral tones, warm tones. And then I guess it's the pictures that are speaking, the furniture that's speaking, the lighting. And then I've also obviously pinned quite a lot with this blue idea in mind. So it's kind of trying to decide which. Mist coat officially done everywhere, and all these little fiddly bits. Every last piece. I even sellotaped a little paintbrush to this stick because I don't know where our ladder is. Lucky I'm tall. Now I have to have a million other thoughts around what colour I'm going to paint this. I'll probably go and get more samples and paint like larger sections. I was just on the phone to Alex though, and he was kind of like, let's just go for it. I know that it feels lovely being in this hallway and it being all white. That is nice. I'm not gonna lie, like standing here, like that does feel quite lovely, it being so bright. But then there are dust sheets down, hiding the dark flooring, and all the decisions we've made in this house haven't been like shy. I feel like we've been quite bold, especially as the renovations have gone on. The bedrooms upstairs, we've got a green bedroom, like a bright green, like not bright, but it's like a dark green bedroom. We've got a pink bedroom. And then we've got a master bedroom that has blue skirting and door, and then like a really busy wallpaper. I've got a green kitchen. You know, it's not like a plain kitchen. I've got beams on show. I've got a big granite wall, lots of laundry. And then our living room, you know, the living room is probably the most tame, but it is still kind of like a grandma's living room. Like we've got green bookcases. I've got lots of vintage furniture. I'm not really one anymore anyway. I used to be, but I don't have the kind of intention for things to look minimal or clean or like bright, and I don't know. So I feel like I'm tempted to just go for the blue that I originally planned for, that's been in my vision board and in my mind for probably like a year. And if I hate it, we can paint it. Loads of you have said that. We can just paint it and make our mind up another time. Why not? Because I'll always wonder, if I paint this a neutral colour, I'll always wonder what it would have been like if I'd painted it blue. I'm gonna go take Roxy for a walk. It's been raining all day, so I'm waiting for a pocket of time with no rain to walk her. But no time like the present, so I'm just gonna take her out, and then I might finally have this planty meal that we have in the freezer, and we've had it in the freezer for ages, that's a roast dinner. Because it's a Sunday and I'm alone, so it's for one. Why not? But yeah, maybe when I come back in this room, I'll be like, ooh. Yeah. I talk a lot, I know, I'm not like other Reno channels. Back for my dog walk. I've added some more samples, bigger ones. Here, 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 and here. They look very dark, but I know that's because it's literally next to white and I've just painted it on there. So I'm gonna just give it a minute and look at it tomorrow. Look at it tomorrow. So this was the roast dinner I was talking about from Planty. They sent me these ages ago. I've had this before, but last time I think I had it with a side because it came with like maybe cauliflower cheese, like vegan. These are definitely my favourite, like vegan ready meal kind of things because it's so delicious. I just think they're so good. So this one you need to cook it. Oh, that's really easy. Cook it on the baking tray for 30 minutes and then remove the film and do it for 10 to 15 minutes. Amazing. So it looks like, my only fear is that this is so it doesn't have potatoes in it. Oh shit, I just took the film off. I just took the film off. Whoops, that's not what it's supposed to do. So this is, yeah, so there's no potatoes. So I think last time I had it and it came with a side of potatoes. That's the only annoying thing. I literally just took the film off and you're not supposed to do that, so oh well. And I'm fine though because for lunch I didn't show you my lunch. It was chicken nuggets because I'm having that phase of where you don't have any food, so you just eat what's in the freezer and fridge. So I had chicken nuggets that were in the freezer and then I put those on the baking tray with a head of broccoli. And then I made like a salad. So the salad had like lettuce, just like all the leftover bits basically in the fridge. It had lettuce, tomato, cucumber, kimchi. And then I put the roasted broccoli, the chicken nuggets, and then I drizzled on tahini on top and a bit of peri-peri and lime juice. And it was kind of like a chicken salad, like Caesar salad, without bothering to make a proper dressing. And it was seriously delicious, like amazing. So I'm quite full from that, honestly. And I also had some of the vegan cocktail sausages from Richmond. Oh my God, they're so good. Anyway, this is dinner. I'm gonna tidy up the hallway. I did think that I would pack everything away, but I don't think I'm going to because I just know myself and I know that all I'm gonna think about in the next few days is this hallway and getting a colour on it and deciding. So I'm gonna tidy the paint away, but I'll leave like the bits out. Here's my little roast dinner for one. Very excited for this. I've achieved so much today. Mist coat done, changed the bed. I've done 3 loads of laundry. I've just sorted out all the paint and I've watched a couple episodes of The Ultimatum in between, you know. It's amazing what you can do if you like take proper breaks. Like earlier I took like a full hour and a half just sitting on my phone and watching The Ultimatum and I thought, oh my gosh, like time's getting on. I really should be getting on, and I felt guilty about stopping. And in reality, that's like, you need to have breaks. It's like undoing this learning of capitalism of so many years. It's so difficult. My brain is still wired to believe that if you take a break, that's bad. But I've done so much today. Like, I'm so happy with how much I've done. Oh, let me show you the samples. Did I already show you this? Maybe I did. They've dried a bit more now. I'm unsure if they feel too dark. Story of this video.